To most of the world, these 30-ton humpback whales, frolicking in the Southern Ocean, are a feast for the eyes. But to the Japanese government, whales are simply a feast. The world's second-largest economy justifiably takes pride in its technological and environmental success, but Japan's post-war accomplishments have been marred by its prolonged, lonely, and quixotic campaign for the right to resume commercial whale hunting.
It requires heavy subsidies, it's commercially unviable, and it's probably the single issue that tarnishes Japan's image the most in the world. So really, the national interest is very much undermined by whaling.
Scholar Jeff Kingston says Japan's whaling policy has been hijacked by a surprisingly small yet effective group of bureaucrats and politicians.
But you have people in the fisheries agency who are passionate advocates, and these are the people pushing it. They're very savvy using the media, they have very good political contacts, and they've created a whaling industry that has really no business existing.
Whaling provides part-time income to just a few thousand fishermen in a handful of coastal villages. This year, as every year, Japanese taxpayers will spend about $6 million for the hunting of hundreds of minke whales in the Antarctic. Since a whaling moratorium began in the mid-1980s, Japan has killed whales for what it calls scientific studies, though the animals turn up as high-priced whale bacon and other delicacies in fish counters and restaurants. At home, the Japanese government has successfully neutralized its foes as terrorists and cultural imperialists.
There are countries that eat dogs, or cats, or bats. Every food culture should be respected.
Baloney, say critics like Jun Hoshikawa. A Greenpeace official, he argues Japan's obstinacy has less to do with saving tradition than stoking nationalism.
The whaling issue has been framed as a nationalistic problem, us versus outsiders, Western powers, and the sentiment that we don't want to be told what to do, what to eat by foreigners.
The geopolitical ramifications of whaling and Japan's stark isolation on the issue go largely unnoticed here at home. Whale meat disappeared from Japanese dinner tables and school lunches a generation ago.
We had fried whale nuggets when I was in grade school. They were really tough.
I've never had whale meat, and I have no interest in trying it.
The other argument made by Japan, one of the world's leading consumers of seafood, is that yielding to whale lovers makes for bad fisheries management. Minke whale stocks, Japan says, have recovered enough to be hunted sustainably.
If we ban the harvest of certain species simply because people feel sorry for them, that of course would have an adverse impact on managing other fisheries. It's a very dangerous way to make decisions.
Japanese officials have threatened to quit the International Whaling Federation, but the whaling issue has become an albatross for Japan, and critics say that what Japan really seeks is a face-saving solution to the stalemate.
I know the internal feeling of the Japanese government. They know that Southern Ocean's research whaling doesn't have much more life. They want some way out where they keep their face.
That face-saving compromise could be forged at the next Whaling Federation meeting this June.